Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. And I want to share something with you. I'm always talking to you about God, an invisible power that we can't see, but we can see the evidence of. I'm always talking to you about a change in our way of life that affects not just us as individuals, but we as people, and change our society so that the life we always talk about, pray about, going to church about, and telling ourselves that when we die, we're going to go there, we can create that here. We don't have to worry about what the future will hold. And my friends, in order, I guess, to be qualified to speak on the subject, is that I really never had anything. In fact, I came into the world, and at that early age, that baby age, somebody else had to take me. My mother was too young to care for me, and my grandmother was too young to care for me or had too many children of her own. So my great grandparents had to take care of me. They didn't have to, they chose to. And I understand that during that time there was a little thing going on because so many people wanted that boy. Nah, that was a gift. That was a gift. I mean, somebody was doing something for me. Someone was doing something for me. And even though as I grew up, I dreamed of having things and had the opportunity to have things. But there was one thing that constant on my mind. I realized that this society, this world that I was living in was crooked. I realized that. I watched people go to church. I went to church. I studied the scriptures. I even sang the songs and even just preached the messages. But then the truth of the matter is that we're still living in hell, as if everything that we do or nothing that we do does anything to make this a better world. And so I'm constantly wondering why. And during that process, I made a change in my life from trying to just have things like everybody else, compete with you. I can do just as good as you can do, and my bank account says it. And at the end of the day, I got my bank account. I'm trying to do good for my family. You're trying to do good for your family. Somebody else over here trying to do good. They might be making it, might not. Somebody over here don't even get a break. But it doesn't matter. Why? Because I'm doing okay. See, that's the way we have been taught to live. And something was wrong with that. Because for some strange reason, I saw somebody always doing something for me. Always doing something for me. My first wife, my girlfriends, always doing something for me. My first wife always doing something for me, but when she thought that I was the kind of guy that was going to do something like the world. And when she found out I wasn't, then that wasn't the kind of guy she wanted to be married to, and there was nothing wrong with that. So we split. The wife I got right now, always doing something for me. I mean, we've been together forever, it seems. She's always doing something for me. And I can't do anything for her but little stuff around the house or what I was taking care of the kids when they were young. Because my job is not to have anything, so I can know what's going on. I know what it feels like not to have anything. I know what it feels like always depending on some people. Some people will come through for you. They don't come through for everybody. There are people who don't have anybody come through for them. And you got this kind of society of people running from one country to another trying to find somebody to come through for them. And doggone it, there is a God. There is a God or there isn't a God. So I say that I learned something. I learned that there is a God, but I learned the conduct. See, we studied the scripture. They told us about a Jesus Christ. But I lived at a time when I saw a Martin Luther King. I lived at a time when there was the Gandhi. I lived at a time when there was a Malcolm X. I saw men standing up for principles. I saw men standing up for what was right. And I saw this world, whether it was the government, whether it was a single guy out there in the world, everything that happened. And nothing changed. George Floyd was murdered. The world saw it. Saw why. Saw who did it. Nothing has changed. And we the people going around now like everything is okay. Oh, we know nothing has changed, but it's okay. There's nothing we can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it because you're a creation of this society. You're a creation of this philosophy. You're a creation of this being. Whether you are an American, you're a creation of this junk. Whether you're a Russian, you're a creation of that junk. Wherever you are, you're a creation of that junk. And all of it put together is the reality that we experience every day as people. And I want you to know I'm just telling you that you don't have to live that way. This is a con. You know, when people try to con the American political scene in the 20s, they knew when they tried to con that. They knew when they were trying to con Malcolm X and Dr. King. We know all of that. But for some strange reason, it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. Because Dr. King and Malcolm X and Gandhi and people like that were telling us there's something you can do about it. And they were killed. And that God that you cannot see is in the middle of all of that. And as I have seen and made the determination, the only way that anybody can have a relationship with God is to reflect God. Now, somebody say, well, I don't know everything that God can do, but you know that God is a lover. And anybody that's hurting is not hurting because of God. And you are the physical expression of God. And you, my friends, have the responsibility of doing what God would do. What did God do for me? My great-grandparents got me. Somebody got me. The problem was taken care of. So the problem must be taken care of. Somebody might say, give them a sandwich because they're hungry. Well, if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. But when you find out that somebody else can do more, and they are calling on you to engage yourself in the process, if you really care, you will, if you know about it. If you won't do anything but give a sandwich, then that's because you're restricted by the system. The system says give them a sandwich and that's it. But God requires that you do more. And for me, if I were talking to you and I saw all that you're doing in the world, I don't care what you're doing, whether you're president, whether you're in the Congress, whether you're a judge, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a builder, whether you're a guy that prepares food, whether you dig ditches, I don't care what you do. All of us are doing something that God has prepared that we can do as far as making this life a life. But the system in which we engage this in is a corrupt system. It's corrupt. It has nothing to do with Republicans and Democrats. It has to do with all of us knowing nothing but corruption. And the way of God is peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and happiness, and our dreams come true. And everything that we do, every way we engage ourselves in the process of life is aiding each and every last one of our dreams to be real in our lives. And our needs, our wants, and our desires are met. That's God's plan. And now, if I'm going to tell you that this God's plan, I'm not thinking about this junk what this guy Biden is talking about. Oh, yes, it's better than that stuff that the Republicans are talking about because they're talking about nothing. But this guy's half-stepping. The world is half-stepping. Everybody who thinks they're doing something, half-stepping. That bologna sandwich, half-stepping. We got to make it right. God has given us the ability, but we don't have the spirit. Now, my saying this ain't going to give you the spirit. I'm just telling you, you don't have the spirit. I'm trying to share with you the evidence that you don't have the spirit. I'm trying to tell you the evidence, the ultimate evidence that indicates that you do have the spirit. And by me sitting here talking to you every day, telling you the things I'm telling you, I know the system don't like when I tell you the truth. But for some strange reason, because you're not listening, I'm still living. And it makes it seem as if I don't know what I'm talking about. It makes it seem as if I'm not a child of God because I'm still living. The devil ain't mad. Well, I got a lot of work to do because the devil got to get mad. You know why the devil got to get mad? Not because I'm trying to go to heaven. No, it's because you're hurting. Because you don't have a place to sleep. Because you don't have your own food or your own place to stay or a place that you can feel comfortable and call home. You don't have access to the resources that could bring joy to your life, access to education and health care. No, you don't have these things. Some of you do. And you're going along with the pain and suffering of others, but you don't know the role that you're playing. It's all just snuck in on you. But I see it. And if I was standing at that pearly gate, excuse me here, got something in my eye. If I was standing at that pearly gate and any of you were coming up there talking about walking into heaven, do you think I would turn my back on heaven and say, let you in? Trying to be nice so you can say, oh, he's so nice, and I'm going to let this cancer into heaven? No, sisters and brothers, you wouldn't get up in there like that. The evidence that you're fit for heaven is that you're standing here and you're doing what needs to be done to create it. Then you can walk up in that door anytime you get ready. But in the meantime, keep your ass out. Well, you can't get in there anyway. Thank you.